And this comes from the police report. Well, it's actually the Tate homicide report, part 1, it's called. Wojciech Frykowski, drugs and lifestyle. Right, he lived with Abigail Folger in a common law relationship, supported financially by her inheritance. It's more like a trust fund, I think, isn't it? Heavy drug use documented: cocaine, mescaline, LSD, marijuana, hashish, and MDA. April, July 1969, there were open invitation parties at Cielo Drive with frequent drug use. Guests included William Doyle, Tom Harrigan, Pick Dawson, Charles Taco, Cass Elliott, and others. Police reports said narcotics parties were the order of the day, and the parties continued on into the early morning hours. Extrovert, constantly inviting new people into the circle. Frykowski's role was central. He was both a heavy user and a magnet for suppliers, creating a constant flow of drugs and dangerous people through Cielo Drive. His dependence on Folger's money made him both vulnerable and reckless. Frykowski and the MDA supply line. Canadian connection. William Doyle and Tom Harrigan, Billy Doyle he's known as, Toronto smugglers, became close with Frykowski and Folger, and Pick Dawson even lived at Folger's house. And apparently he tried to strangle Whittle K. He attacked Whittle K. Promised Frykowski access to a new synthetic drug, MDA. Mid-July 1969, Harrigan flew to Toronto and returned with MDA. It is known that he supplied at least a portion of this MDA to Frykowski. The witness account is the artist Witold Kachowski overheard Doyle and Harrigan promising Frykowski MDA. And Folger's psychiatrist, Dr. Marvin Flicker, reported that Abigail discussed Frykowski's heavy drug use, including MDA. The promise of MDA placed Frykowski at the heart of an international supply chain. Canadian smugglers, Doyle and Harrigan, linked Hollywood's elite directly to experimental drugs from Toronto, a connection that police later downplayed. And Folger and Frykowski both had MDA in their bodies when they died. It comes up in their autopsy reports. That's important to mention. Doyle and Harrigan smuggled cocaine and MDA from Canada. Violence documented, beatings and threats connected to stolen drug money. Frykowski sought out new synthetic drugs. Shows direct link between Cielo Drive victims and international narcotics networks. These weren't harmless party favours. Doyle and Harrigan were violent traffickers who had beaten an associate with a hammer handle. Their willingness to use violence mirrored the atmosphere that bled into Cielo Drive. Right, and there's this from the FBI file. Shipment intercept linked to Polanski and Frykowski. Dated August 18th, 1969, 9 days after the Tate murders. FBI legal attaché, London, sends a confidential teletype to Hoover, who's the director of the FBI, reports 2 shipments of household goods consigned to Roman Polanski and Wojciech Frykowski on SS Shirley Lights from Southampton. Why it matters, not rumour, not press, this is FBI intelligence transmitting through official channels. And it also says because there's been media reports, there's a shipment of drugs involved, they want them to intercept these household goods. And I'll show you the document in more detail if people want to read it. And this is what a legal attaché is. And this shows there was an FBI London legal attaché active in 1969. Just included this, I've talked about legal attachés before. If you've watched the Redlands bust or my Operation Chaos bust. And this is evidence. The header reads from Legat London, number 187. Legat means legal attaché. FBI agent stationed at US Embassy. His duties would have been to liaison with UK authorities, intelligence reporting to FBI HQ. Proves the FBI had eyes in Europe, tracking Polanski-Frykowski shipment within days of the murders. Right, so the shipments are still being consigned to Wojciech Frykowski despite his murder on August the 9th. Suggests an automated or pre-arranged shipping system was in place before the murders. Plausible explanation is also sea freight could take about 9 days from London to the US in 1969. Therefore, the trunks may have been sent before the murders, but additional research is needed to confirm. So you can track down the ship's manifest and all that, but we could prove that maybe they were sent before he died. But it could have taken 9 days for the trunks to arrive anyway. Doesn't mean they weren't sent before he died. And then on August the 20th, 1969, FBI New Orleans confirms info passed to Narcotics Squad of New Orleans Police Department. Copy also furnished to FBI Los Angeles. Why this matters? If irrelevant, LA wouldn't be informed. Shows clear investigative link to the Tate LaBianca murders. So if they didn't find anything in this, if it was just household goods, they wouldn't have informed LA, is what this tells us.